Hi, this is Del Marie, former ECW and WWE Diva, and you're listening to Beyond the Rope.
Are you ready for the best damn ride of your life? Give me a hell, give me a yeah! Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoned, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Hey there, folks, we are back, and tonight we have with us Todd Bridges. Welcome to the show, Todd. How are you?
Hey, man, good. How are you today?
Hey, hanging in there, man, hanging in there. Sorry to get you out of your busyness, but let's get this started and out of the way. Were you always a fan of wrestling, Todd? If so, when did
Yes,
you
I have been. I go way back to the great days of Peter Maivia and the Great Mephisto and those guys.
Nice, nice. So when did you say you started watching? Were you young or middle-aged?
Oh, yeah. I went to the Cow Palace to watch a show with the Great Mephisto. It was when I was 7 years old.
Nice, nice. So being young, did you ever want to be a wrestler growing up, or did you know acting was your career of choice back then?
No, I knew acting was my career choice back then. I knew that.
Perfect, perfect. Speaking of acting, do you think wrestling and acting go hand in hand?
Yes, it does, exactly.
Definitely.
Except for wrestling is a lot more athletic. You need to be athletic to be a wrestler.
Right, right. Okay, let's move right on to Hogan's Celebrity then. How did this actually come about? Like, did you find out about it?
Yeah, I got a call from Jason Hervey who asked me to be a part of it, and the great part about it is I made it all the way down to the finals, which was really great.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and Rodman took the belt, but I felt that I should have had it. But
now it's fixed.
I think I proved myself to a lot of people. So this is why now I'm going to hang out with Fog City.
That's awesome for sure. We'll get on that in a little bit here. Now, for the show, did you have to audition? Because I'm guessing there may have been more than the 10 people that were on the show to begin with.
They just do it.
Right.
They just had no idea about the hidden talent that I was.
I see. You're breaking up a little bit there, Todd. I don't know if it's just the area you're in or what. But, all right, well, let's just move on to the show. What was it like? Was it the way it really was portrayed on TV? Was it a lot more hectic going on, or?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. So because we were doing every day and a half we were doing a show, and that was pretty hectic because it was very physical.
Right.
You know, you go in there and you hammer out a show, and then you do the show, hammer out a show, then you do the show, hammer out the show, then you do the show. So it was pretty hectic. You really didn't have much time to do much of anything.
Right.
You know, but that's all you did. You sleep, ate, and drank.
Hey, there you go. Other than yourself, who did you think would win it all? Do you think Robin would win it, or did you think?
No. I thought no, I didn't think Robin would win it all. I didn't think that he progressed a lot. I thought he did good, but he didn't progress a lot, and
right.
I thought that there was a couple of us who progressed a lot more. But you know that happened. You know they made a decision. They chose who they wanted, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I guess. Was he really that stiff? Did he work really stiff with you guys, or Robin?
Oh, he worked stiff with everybody. That was Robin. Like to beat them.
Right.
That was his favorite thing to do.
Cool. What was it like to work with Hogan and the rest of the guys, such as Bischoff?
Hogan was cool. He's a very nice guy, actually. He's a lot nicer than you can really imagine. You know,
right.
He's but he was going through his trials and tribulations at the same time, which was a little more difficult for him.
Yeah, definitely. Were you a bit intimidated at all by either one of them, Beefcake or Knobs?
No, not at all.
No, perfect. So they were good guys to work with, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, how often did you really train? Because on TV, it just showed you had the one day, then you had the match. Was it multiple times a week, I guess, or?
It was multiple matches a week, and that's what I mean by training one day, match the next day, training for 2 days, a match the next day. It was like that. Wow.
Now, I see that you're going to be on the show in Fog City. Are you going to do a lot of? Do you plan on doing different shows? Is it something that?
Yeah. My plan is to go on the road with whoever I sign with, go on the road and do some shows because I think that it's a great art, it's a great profession, and it's a very humbling profession, and it's very real. And it's a lot more real than people realize. You know, everyone knows about wrestling.
Right.
The only thing that's fake about it is the outcome. But the rest of it's all real. And that's the thing about it. It's taking bumps, getting slammed, getting beat up. That's what it is. So it's rough.
Right, it's 110% physical, right?
Exactly,
You know,
130% physical.
Right. So, yeah, it's just, you just go in knowing what you got to do, right? Like, you talk it over.
Of course. You know what you got to do, and you get in there and you do it.
Perfect. Now, did you have any real heat with any of the other participants?
Dustin Diamond.
Just Dustin? Now, it seemed like you got a lot of heat the whole episodes, or the whole show.
Yeah, he's a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. But he's a good guy sometimes, but he's a nightmare sometimes.
Right. Why did he get so much heat? Just because he was a...
He cries too much.
Right. I seen he was chopping and he hurt his hand, so I was pretty...
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Who'd you get along with the most while on the show?
Butterbean is a good friend of mine still.
Right on. That's awesome. For sure.
But I've been knowing Danny for years, too. Danny's been a buddy of mine for years, but Butterbean's been a buddy of mine now. I talk to Butterbean every week, so...
Did you think it was fair that Danny only worked part-time, basically? You know, because he did his own show?
No, I understood. He had a show to do, man. That's how it is.
Yeah, for sure. No, I
just... But both of us were actually doing the same thing, because I was doing Everybody Hates Chris at the time.
All right, cool.
So it was like the same thing. I had to be off for certain days, too.
It just seemed like he got a lot of heat for it, that's all. Like, he was getting heat.
Yeah, they gave me some heat behind it, but the bottom line is when you're on the show, you're going to do your show. That's how it is.
Right. Now, I guess we kind of touched this on already. You were happy being there. You're happy with the outcome, but was it kind of hard to swallow because you're that close and you put so much into it?
Well, something, I was very, very upset at the end of it. And like I said, because I felt that I did more for the win, but that was okay. Like I said, I was mad for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I was...
Right. Now, was everybody a little... Was everybody a little bit upset because it was Rodman? Did they think it was favoritism? Did people think it was favoritism in any part? Because they used to be an NWO buddy back in the day?
That's what I read. People really believe that it was a lot.
Right.
But, I can't say whether it is or isn't. That's not my problem.
Right, definitely.
Because I had a time doing it, and that I was involved in it.
Cool. Now, the two of the special guests that came, Goldberg and Van Dam, who do you think you learned more from?
I learned from my trainer was Brutus. I learned everything a lot.
All right, welcome back, Todd. Sorry about that. I guess we lost you there.
Yeah, you know how it is. These electrical lines.
yeah, no doubt. Well, it's good to have you back. Everybody stuck around at least, so that's good. Let's just move on. Fast forward a bit. We were almost done, so let's just move on. Let's forward to the Fog City show we touched on a bit. It's on February 28th. I'm taking it this is your first show. What are you anticipating the most?
I don't know yet because I don't know what to expect. I haven't gotten there yet, but I know they're going to be a great bunch of guys who are going to take care of me, and I'm going to take care of them. The name of the game in wrestling is taking care of your partners. Just making sure that everybody comes out alive and safe.
Definitely.
That's the number one thing. But it's going to be a fantastic show. I'll find out the angle when I get there, and we're going to work things out, and it's going to be very physical, and we're going to have a great time.
Awesome. Now, Fog City, I'm guessing, is that San Fran, or where is that?
Yeah, I think it's San Francisco. Sure is.
All right, perfect. Just because the information that I got is just Fog City and the date, so...
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's 2 p.m. start time at the DNA Lounge. Awesome.
That's right.
Can you tell us a little about your role? Do you know if it's just you're going to wrestle?
I don't know much about it yet. I'll find out when I get there.
Right. So, are you gonna portray the Mr. Not So Perfect gimmick?
That's where I'm coming. That's me.
Awesome. That was no pun intended. That was a perfect gimmick. I liked it.
Thank you, man.
I
really appreciate that.
Now, out of gimmicks, was it hard to choose?
It was, but I knew that I'm not a perfect person, and I knew that I used to love Mr. Perfect, so I said, I got to come in as Mr. Not So Perfect, which means that I don't intend to be perfect, I just intend to be fun.
Cool. That's one thing, I guess you could tell from learning. The best gimmicks is to have a part of yourself in the gimmick.
Exactly.
Perfect. Can you see yourself doing more wrestling shows in the future? I guess we touched on that earlier.
I plan on doing a lot more. I plan on signing up with a lot more companies and really, getting down and having a good time.
Awesome. Now, are you going to stay in California, or do you want to go across America or maybe North America?
I want to go across everywhere, and even as far as going to London if possible.
Hey, that'd definitely be awesome. Definitely. If you get better, do you ever want to go big? Do you want to go WWE or something like that? Or?
I don't know if Vince McMahon would even have us. Who knows? I've heard some funny things about what he said about us. So I don't know yet.
He's done some silly stuff himself. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But he said some crazy stuff about us. Yeah.
Did he really? I didn't hear any crazy feedback.
No, I heard that from some people. It got back to us.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I know he had something about because of Beefcake was using the Beefcake name. That's the only thing I heard.
Yeah, but he also told us that anybody who did the show wasn't welcome at any of his shows.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though, I thought.
Speaking of wrestling and The Wrestler and stuff, have you seen the movie The Wrestler?
I guess I have. And it was brilliant.
Really? Yeah, it's awesome. A lot of people inside the business, I guess, said they like it. From a film standpoint, do you think it was still a good film?
Yes, great. A wonderful shot, just beautifully done, and great acting. So that was the great part about it.
Awesome. Okay, we're pretty well done, but this is where we normally ask our guests if they have a road story. Most of our guests being wrestlers, they have a road story from being on the road. But I guess we're going to ask, can you just tell us a funny story from being on the celebrity wrestling show? Is there something that happened backstage that we didn't get to see that was just off the wall? Or?
Well, no, nothing really off the wall. Nothing really strange out of the unordinary really happened on the show. Right. Outside of what you saw, because they filmed us every second.
Right.
There was not a second they weren't filming us.
Right.
So if you went to the bathroom, they followed you to the bathroom. They didn't go inside, but they followed you at least to the door.
Right. No doubt. What was one of your favorite matches? Did you like tag teaming? Did you like doing the hardcore?
Yeah, one of my favorite matches was the triple threat where I was fighting. It was me, Dustin Diamond, and Dana Bonaducci. That's where I really showed off how good I was.
Right. I agree. I watched the show myself, and I thought that was really good on your part. Actually, all three. I think Diamond actually showed a little bit better of what he can normally do himself.
Yeah, so we just really, I really learned those arm drags quite well, which was great.
Yeah, definitely.
And learned how to, just the way I hit the ropes. I really got taught well, and I just used my acrobatic skills to make it better.
Cool. Were you athletic growing up? Did you do a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I was actually a gymnast, so.
Ah, there you go. That goes hand in hand definitely as well. Okay, I guess we're pretty well at the end there, Todd.
But it's funny because nobody knew that. That was the funny part.
Right, so it just made it look that much better.
Yeah, because the very first show, they wouldn't let me wrestle. Do you remember that?
Right, I think you were just manager, right?
They made me a manager.
Right.
And I was like, why am I not wrestling? Yeah. And they were like, oh, you're not supposed to wrestle this time. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, weak.
Yeah.
So anyways, Todd, if fans try to look you up, what is the best possible way? Do you got a website, a MySpace?
MySpace and Facebook, both of them.
Just Todd Bridges, both?
Yep, at both of them.
Awesome. Well, we once again thank you for doing the show. I hope you do well in the Fog City, and I hope you get more bookings and do what you've learned to do, and that's kick some butt.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
All
Thank
right.
you.